Alright guys, welcome back to Stuck on an Island, where I'm stuck with you and we are always smiling. So some of you guys have been asking me, like, you know, what's up with the beekeeping videos? You haven't done them in a while. And I've been telling you there's a reason for that, you know, because something kind of bad happened, you know, during that time. And it was like a day like this. Well, right now it's bad because the skies are just gloomy, but it was like a super rainy day in May. I will never forget. It was my sister's birthday, May the 7th. And it was at a point where I felt like I wanted to give up. Like, man, is this for beekeeping, you know? But I'm gonna show you guys that clip as, you know, what happened. I didn't want to show you guys like too early, like this early, but what the heck, I'm gonna do it. I kind of wanted to show you guys whenever I got back into the next honey season, but let's get on with it because some of you do want to see, you know, beekeeping videos and learn a little bit from it. So I'm gonna show you that sad day, May the 7th. I'm gonna show you what us as small farmers sometimes go through, you know what I'm saying? This is why you wonder why these things cost so much, and you know why we put so much value on them. Because things like this, check it out, man. Hive damaged, pretty much everything dead, all the bees in there dead because of the big waters, the big and heavy rainfalls. Take care around here, man. I didn't have my camera because I wasn't even planning for this, but look at that. See that? Pretty much all my hives, man. Damaged, dead. Using my iPhone to catch the footage. Look at that. See what I'm talking about? Not easy. Really not easy, man. Like, I thought about these things before, but when I thought about it, over there was a little bit flooded when the rain was falling before, but I didn't know it would get this high. But look at that. I'm gonna try to help them. I don't think I can save them because, you know, once they get flooded, that's it. Is this it for beekeeping? I don't know. Now, after seeing that clip, you could probably hear my voice, like how I was feeling, man, because I remember distinctly just looking out at them, just to narrate. I was pretty much just looking out at them, and I just saw them just flying about. Like, the first thing that came to my mind, a matter of fact, when I pulled up, I saw one of the boxes, and I was like, man, like, who would just steal a hive and just throw the box like that? That's the first thing that came to my mind. I thought someone came there and just messed with my stuff. I was super upset. But then when I went around, that's what I saw. And then, you know, I'm a kind of person, in certain cases, like, I'm very calm, especially with business and certain things that I can foresee, because flooding in beekeeping is something that you should be wary of. You feel me? But I just never thought, like, the topography of the land around there was that, you know, it was like a ditch. I didn't know that all the waters from the mountains, from the Blue Mountains, would run and come through that area. So it was eye-opening. But in my frame of mind at that time, when I was looking, I was just like, man, first of all, the thought of giving up came to me, but then I thought about you guys. I'm very accountable. Like, I don't like saying something and then I'm gonna look back and say, well, you know what, I told him this. And plus also for myself, you see me, and for my country. You might wonder that why I say for my country. My country needs business people. We need that, you know, small business people, you know, who can help the economy. That's the reason why the US dollar is so high. The dollar is so stupid high because we are not importing things. We're not creating our own products. But when I was thinking about giving up, in my head, I was just like looking at the bees, man. And that's why I say love nature and adaptation. First of all, you have to love what you do. If you love anything that you're doing, whatever it's your business or your job, you'll never want to give up. And then nature, I like looking at the nature of stuff, and I saw them trying to rebuild in the rain. And I was like, man, look at these hopeless creatures, man. And I remember saying to God, I'm like, God, I am my bee's keeper. Like, I feel like this is something that I was put here to do. I might not make the biggest of impact, but I was here to help at least a little bit in the decline in the population of bees. And I remembered, I think, because funny enough, I was gonna feed them that day because I was like, oh, it's raining a lot. They probably need some feed. So I put on my bee suit and everything, but goddamn, like, I didn't have my gloves, and I was like, this is stupid because they're gonna be even more aggressive with the rain. And I was like, God, please, you know, let them be gentle. So that I could help them. And I remember pulling like the first box out of the water because I was pulling it up onto the bank. And I pulled it and I got the first one out. Then I pulled like the second one. And when it got to the third one, I felt them coming under my gloves. I was like, God damn. You feel me? I was like, God, man, I thought I asked for the powers. Where are they? You know, but I'm realistic. People, when they pray to God or they ask God for things, sometimes they want some unrealistic things because they say they're gonna pray to God to be able to fly. They expect that they're gonna fly. Come on, be real. You feel me? So I think I pulled like 2 boxes out. Now the funny thing is with those boxes, when they start absorbing water, they get super heavy. So I was pulling and lifting out easily like maybe 80 pounds, just pulling them. You feel me? Because everything was just soaked. The frames got soaked full of water, plus the weight of the bees. And I pulled a few boxes on. I was like, you know what? I got into my car. I called 3 people. I called one of my best friends, I called my mom, and I called Judah. And I just, because it's good to have people to run things off of. And I told them, and they were like, you know, my mom was like, oh, whatever. But their attitude was pretty calm. They weren't like, oh my gosh. They were calm. And that kind of helped me a lot. You feel me? So I have to narrate because I was just not in the mood to like do all the videoing. I'm so happy that I got some clips. I remember going up to the Blue Mountains, you know, seeing what was happening at the other place that I wanted to move some of the bees to. I remember seeing like rocks coming down off the hill and whatever. And I went up there and I came back home and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm gonna show you the clip of, I don't think it was the next day because we had a very heavy rain period. It was raining for like 3 days. So I'm gonna show you the clip of maybe like 3 days or 2 days afterwards. Take a look. All right guys, so I'm back again shooting on my iPhone. Cause like honestly, I don't have no time to be like walking on a vlog camera to show y'all nothing. You know, like right now, this is more important. But I still want to document it for you, so when I talk about it, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm on the opposite side here, as you guys can see. The hives are way over there, and I'm over here. I found a different place because obviously over here gets saturated water. But what I built for them is going to be at least 4 times as sturdier than what they were on before. Because if you look there, the cause of the problem, because there was a blocks that they were on. Cause of the problem was they were on the blocks, the water got up maybe just below it, and it was able to lift the hives up and take it. So it lifted the hives up and pretty much washed it there, because obviously like water is rushing from all the way through here, coming down and lifts it up. But what I'm having it on is like maybe 4 times higher than that, plus it's going to be secured more to the ground. So plus it's on a more elevated area anyway, so you know, this is like a great learning experience. Because for me now, I kind of like, I always knew about flooding or whatever, but I think it makes sense to always flood proof your hives, you know, just in case of anything, or not just even flood proof your hives, but like weigh it down enough so even if a hurricane or whatever comes through, like there is some weight on it. Because even if a hurricane came through, probably could have easily just lifted the hives over a bit. So yeah, that being said though, I have experienced a hurricane with bees before and it went perfectly all right. But you know, precautions. Of course I got Mocha here with me always. Now that pretty much was me just, because you see where the hives were up onto the bank, because I pulled them out of the water up onto the bank. Now I knew that I had another task, because I was thinking, oh, move them to Blue Mountains, or you know, what I'm gonna do. But then this is where adaptation comes into the play. Guys, when I say love nature adaptation, I don't say it just because I was choosing like a catchphrase. It's something that I live by. And I remembered looking around where I was, and then I walked and I traced the water flow, because with all the bushes you could see where the water would push the shrubs down to make its way to that point. And when I looked, I realized that my first area that I ever started beekeeping over here would have been a good idea. So then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to take them to the Blue Mountains, because that's going to be like another big task for me to do. I'm going to adapt to the situation. And then I started lifting those hives, and boy, let me tell you, that was just to explain to you guys, whenever a hive box, just one box, is full with honey, feel me, it's anywhere between like 80 pounds to maybe like 90. That's heavy, you feel me, lifting that. Now imagine having the boxes with bees in there trying to save themselves, with wax, with water, plus the wood being soaked. I was literally carrying stuff like maybe like 100 pounds, and I was lifting them. I was just like lifting them across the water, because there was that big puddle and I had to like walk through the puddle. It was going into my water. Bruh, I'm gonna show you guys the last clip of, you know, how I was feeling on that day. That's why I like vlogging, because when I watched back the video and I looked at myself, I was like, man, bro, you were feeling it, man. You weren't in the best mood that day. Alright guys, so like, as you realize, I'm still filming on my iPhone because, yo, I was just not into taking a camera to do all of this. Yo, I came over here like 9 o'clock and it's now 2:35. I've been, I crossed that swamp water like, if I'm not lying, at least 50 times, if not more. You see me? I had like put garbage bags in the water boot over my legs, but like the bags kept on falling down, got in my shoes, so I was pretty much walking in swamp water, lifting up boxes. But anyway, I got done with the stands. I never even show you guys that because I'm not in the mood right now to do that. But the main thing that I have to say, is just give God thanks, you see me? Because I stopped showing you guys like my beekeeping videos, because I was like, you know what, when I show you guys, I want to show you guys like, the improvements that I made. And around that April, I had like 3 hives, I think. I had 3 hives, and guys, I got all the way up to 12. I went up to 12. You see me? Luckily they were like small hives, they weren't like really big. But I lost some of them. Now I'm at like 7. I'm at like 7 hives at the moment. I wanted to show you guys like there's this thing that killed one of the hives, or is killing the hive, which is a wax moth. Because there were like 8 hives going good, but one of them, the wax moth, got it. So I pretty much left them out there to dry. Long story. I ain't got time to tell you guys that, but yeah. And let's hear. This is probably gonna be my last documentation of that, doing that. The next video I'm gonna make about beekeeping is where I'm gonna complete everything. I'm gonna compile everything and then show you guys, what it is when you just keep working. Every mishap, it's not to knock you down, it's to pretty much show you like what to do to be better. You feel me? Like how, like, you see me? And these stuff I did read up on, but I think it's like laziness or not proper research, maybe. But yeah. Anyway, guys. Alright. Oh, welcome back to Stuck on an Island. I'm stuck with you and we are always smiling. I didn't say it in the first video. I haven't been smiling today. Where's the lens? There? Yeah, that's the lens. So there you guys see, like what I was feeling on that day. So I ended up, what I did, again, as I said, I adapted and I built some, I'm gonna show you guys, don't worry, I'm gonna take you guys out there. Hopefully the rain doesn't come down. I used pallets to put them on top. So now what I pretty much did, I've had like a weighed down anchor onto the ground, plus it's now maybe 2 times higher than the hives around there, plus it's at a higher elevation as to where it was before. So I don't foresee it being able to flood over unless we get like a whole week full of rain or something like that. And even if it's so high, I don't see the topography of over here. After analyzing it, the water would run off from that little basin that's there. So I think I've sufficiently adapted. The only messed up thing was I did have a small problem with termites. Like termites started to eat the pallets, which I did foresee. But I had to go with what I had, because I knew that the pallet boards, they weren't termite proof. They were untreated lumber, so I had to work with that. So I ended up getting some pesticides for termites, which is something that I don't really want to do, but like I had to do it. But luckily it's nowhere around the bees. I did it like at the ground level, and like underneath the pallet, so that I'm gonna show you guys that as well, so that I could kill the colony that was trying to build there. And then what I did too, I went around and I started to spray like all the other termite colonies that were around that area. I did that like maybe like a month ago, and I haven't seen termites since. So I'm gonna pretty much do a treatment basis, I believe, for maybe every 3 months. I might just go around to like the nests that I see around to like get rid of them, because termites are, they call them subterranean. They go underground and they come up. So I had that slight problem, but I don't have it now anymore. The next stands that I will build for the hives as well, those will actually be with treated lumber. I'm gonna actually do a different design, which is still gonna be flood proof, but it's gonna be also more termite proof. But anyway, I'm gonna go over to my hives right now, guys. That's pretty much what happened, you feel me? But I didn't want to document the day, but I documented it for you guys, to show you guys that, because yo, I don't want you guys to be watching my channel and be like, yo, he just channeling it's lit on Soai vlogs and all of that. Like, I don't want you guys to have like that impression. I want you guys to be able to see like I go through crazy stuff like you guys, but I also try to pull through. I also try to love whatever I'm doing, use nature as a great reference, and know that we are here to protect it, and try to adapt throughout that situation. So I'm gonna cut this video here. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take you guys with me. I'm gonna feed the hives today, and I'm gonna kind of show you guys what the setup is like now, and you know, what's the transformation. It's been pretty amazing, guys, and thank you for being a part of the support system straight throughout, with my grandmother, with my beekeeping, with everything. Remember these 3 things, guys: love, nature, adaptation, and always remember to bring your chapstick so you stop licking your lips. Keep the link.
All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes